In a world of podcasts, only one podcast can rule them all. Pat and Bill in Double Thrill. Is that how we're going to start it?
Let's kick shell!
Okay, so I'm Bill.
I am Pat. I'm always Pat.
You're always the Pat, and I'm always the Bill.
Yeah.
And today we're going to talk about games, well, some new games, and things we like to... things that we think should be changed within the games we like.
Changed or fixed or...
adjusted, I don't know.
Built upon, maybe one might say.
I think a lot of games show a lot of promise, but they're always lacking like a couple key things, and me and you are pretty good, in my opinion, me and you are pretty good at pointing these things out. Yeah,
like you were just talking about Overwatch, which is a game we play pretty commonly still, and they're like, aside from, they could have some different modes, like a 3 versus 3, as opposed to 6v6, because sometimes you just want to play low-key.
Well, my reasoning for 3v3, hell, even 2v2 would be neat, but I understand it not working because it's like a team-based game. Yeah. But like 3v3, for me, then you only have to find one other friend to play with, and then you have your group made. Or if you're getting teamed up, like you and I when we play, if we're getting teamed up with a random it's only one random guy. It's not like 4 others that we have to hope are all serious and like good at the game and aren't being trolls.
The thing I find about 6 people is trolls, the more audience they have, the more they'll troll. But if it's just the 2 of us, the one guy, he's not going to be a dickhead. He might be, but
sometimes
there's a smaller chance.
Yeah, it's less chance of them being dickheads.
And there's also a better chance that we'll have we'll have one friend. I mean, we're not going to have 5 friends or whatever, 4 friends. That's way too many friends.
There's a better chance of us having one friend, yeah.
Yeah, not 4. That's hard.
Well, yeah, we could convince like one of our friends that maybe don't play as many computer games. We could convince him to buy the game because, we could do 3v3 with you and then it'll be fun. We won't have to get a random. We'll have a set team, you know?
We've played games like Smite before, and we've played 3-on-2, like on a lower tier, not like in the top high tiers, but and we've beat people 2 versus 3. So I think it's doable, even if like every once in a while, some like that random asshole, if he falls out of the game and has a Commodore 64 he's playing it on, then there's a better chance, in my opinion, there's a better chance of us still maybe being able to win or draw.
Right. Whereas if it's a 6v6 game and one person drops out, that's a bigger difference for some reason.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Well, maybe I'm completely full of shit, but...
no, that's kind of what I've noticed too. Whenever we've played any 3v3 games and one of the guys gets dropped out, I would say half the time we end up winning anyways.
Yeah.
Half the time we lose and then blame it on him. And then the other half the time we'd be like, we won. We didn't even need that fuck.
Yeah. That happened to us like last night, I think.
Did it? What were we playing?
Some guy left for most of the game. We still lost a fucking game, but we won that round even though that guy was gone most of the game.
For like the whole round he was gone and we ended up winning that round.
And those fucking guys were a 4-stack that had no communication, didn't come in the voice channel, and they were just trolling.
Yeah, just to be clear, we're talking about Overwatch here.
Yeah, we're still kind of on Overwatch. Speaking of disconnecting from matches and stuff, like competitive matches, I don't care if it's a quick play or something like that. Like, if it's a competitive match, there needs to be like Street Fighter 4 had this.
A better rejoining system. Is that what you're getting at?
A better rejoining system, maybe, but like a disconnection percentage on that person's profile that says, look, this guy...
Yeah, a stat. A visual stat that everyone can see.
Yeah.
And
do you think that would turn off some people from even playing, though? Like, would that be bad for Blizzard? Because if there was a way, I feel like there should be a way for people to be like, avoid his teammate on account of a high disconnection rate.
Yeah, exactly. Like, give your reason why you want to avoid this person. Yeah, I don't know if it would be bad. I can't see it being bad.
Not if it If it was permanent, I think so, because then eventually that guy's never going to get a game because everybody avoids him.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go over quick here what the rule in Overwatch is right now.
Yeah.
So right now, you can avoid certain teammates if you had a bad game with them. Let's say somebody's trolling you, or they're throwing the game intentionally, or they're just being a dick.
Yeah.
You can avoid them as a teammate, and I think you can avoid up to 3 at once.
Yeah, and I think it's something like 3 days, I think.
I think it's 24 hours, man. The last time I looked, I remember it being like a day.
Okay. Whatever it is, it's not a lot. It's temporary.
It's not very long. I think having permanent avoid should not be a thing, because you're right. Then this guy's never going to get played with, and he's going to like delete the game. And if you're being a shithead, then maybe you deserve that. But I think it should be like a 3-month thing. Like it should be a significant amount of time.
Yeah, I don't find it. Maybe I just have a bad memory and I don't remember people's names very well, but I don't find I see a lot of people like, oh shit, this guy again. Like maybe in a span of 2 nights, I'll see the same, or like 2 days, I'll see the same guy a couple times, but it's not very often where I'm like, oh, fucking here comes so-and-so. He's always playing fucking Torb on attack.
Yeah, it's rare to come across the same guy in a lot of matches, I think, because so many people play the game. But adjusting the length, I think would be beneficial. Like maybe it doesn't have to be 3 months, but longer than 24 hours. And the amount of people that you can avoid shouldn't be 3. I think it should be set to like 20 or something, because there's a lot of quite often I'd want to avoid people and my avoiding queue is full.
I'm pretty reasonable with people that don't play the best. It's the people that troll, or the people that are assholes, or the people like
exactly.
And I don't know if the reporting system actually fucking works. And like they send you a message saying, good job reporting there, bud, and pat you on the back, but I don't know if they actually take action on it. Like they can't have a record of every single match that happens we talked about this for a little bit. Yeah. They can't have a record of every match. And you know what? If they do, there's no way it also includes all the voice. Yeah, there's no
that's
way
carried throughout the match. I don't think that's possible. That'd be huge servers.
They would have ridiculous amounts of servers.
But you know what? If you compare it to like YouTube's got an insane amount. There's like millions of hours of footage put on YouTube a day somehow. I don't even know how it's possible.
There's no doubt that Blizzard has probably the best bank of servers. Like, as
far as AAA companies go, they've got to be one of, they're like one of the best.
Well, biggest. Like you think about World of Warcraft, they've been going for fucking 15 years or something. They got to have some content.
Remember, we just figured out how much people were making in the last podcast, or how much they made on like 10,000 people.
Yeah, that's gross. Shame on you guys. Number.
No, fucking smart on you guys. You guys made so much money an easy way.
Yeah, talking about disconnection, though, before we get too far away from it, we're playing the new Call of Duty Black Ops 4. The fucking game, the multiplayer has always been like this. They find a host in the match, so they pick a guy with probably the best connection, and he hosts the fucking match. I can't believe Call of Duty, with all their success, hasn't fucking bought a few fucking servers for multiplayer.
Yeah. Like Battlefield always has their official servers, and then people always go out of their way to buy and rent servers for Battlefield.
Hosted servers, man. That's the way to do it. They have to do it. They have to do it with Blackout, right? Like the Battle Royale, they have to. They can't have a host for Battle Royale. I
hope not. I don't think we talked about this too. I don't think they possibly can.
Oh, they can.
Because when somebody leaves, it would have to switch hosts seamlessly without fucking people up.
And it wouldn't.
It wouldn't. It would fuck people up.
Now I'm gonna say I haven't seen too many of those disconnect thing. Like remember the old Call of Duty when the host would leave or whatever, it would stop and it would show a little, like the game would freeze and it would say, "Oh, finding a new host." I haven't seen that in the multiplayer yet. We got one disconnect. Or two.
I've noticed that it does show who the host is though, so it is being hosted by players for sure.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
You're right. I haven't seen it saying switching host. I think it just does it in between matches.
Mind you, it's been like 8 years since I've played a Call of Duty, and I'm sure that a lot more people have better internet nowadays, so probably less people leaving and whatnot, but I just can't see like the Call of Duty games. There's no reason. They must make so much fucking money. They have a game out every year. They don't even have to put hardly any money into the game because they just copy and paste the engine and add a few new features.
It's the same engine. Both you and I have not played Call of Duty since Black Ops. Am I right? That was my last one.
The first
Black Ops.
That was where I
So
quit.
we both ended on the same one, and we just said, like, fuck it, man. It's the same engine every year. Just sick of it. And we come back after this long just to realize it's still the same fucking engine, just like prettied up. They just made it look a little nicer.
Yeah.
But it's the same fucking thing.
It is. They added, I mean, they don't have the jetpacks and shit, which I was glad I wasn't part of.
Well,
but
that's more a modern warfare and advanced warfare thing, isn't it?
Yeah. But what did they add? They added, like, you have alts and you have moves
sliding
with cooldowns.
Was new from when we used to play last. They didn't have sliding.
No, they did.
Black Ops 1?
I'm sure that, like, Modern Warfare 2 had it.
I don't know about that. Somebody's gonna have to correct us and tell us.
Because I remember when I think it was Battlefield 1, they added sliding finally in a Battlefield game. And I remember thinking, finally they added sliding. You know what? I may be wrong. I may be thinking of Far Cry 3.
Yeah, man. I don't remember Call of Duty having sliding when we stopped. Yeah. I could be wrong as well, but I don't remember it at all.
Oh, here's a quick side thing. Far Cry 3 had a multiplayer that was very similar to Call of Duty's. They basically did it, like, I don't know if it was
like a
much
perk
better
system and all that?
Well, no, but you remember playing it. You and I played it. It was just like kill team deathmatch and shit like that.
I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember playing it, yeah.
Yeah, because that was the only multiplayer that the Far Cry 3 had. And I look back at it now, and I don't see a lot of difference in that engine to Call of Duty's engine.
No.
And Call of Duty's had fucking 15 years to perfect this. Like,
I bet you if we went back now to try to play Far Cry 3, we would see some differences. But
yeah,
you're right. The mechanics were all basically the same as they are now.
Yeah, so let's give an update on what we think is good about Black Ops 4. I'm going to say right now, multiplayer-wise, I've always liked the fast pace, the mechanics,
the action. There's a lot of action. That's one plus I'll give it. You're always in the heat of something.
Yeah. My complaint is something that Battlefield tried to do, and they sort of moved away from it, is all the dumb gadgets and shit. Like, half the time I'm just dying from something that you can't avoid. It's just a bomb hits you, or a dog kills you in one hit,
or like a hellfire. What is it called? A hellstorm or hellfire?
I don't know. I don't even care.
Like these missiles come raining down from the sky. Like, and if you're outside during it, you automatically die no matter where you are, almost.
Yeah, the choppers in this guy. Like, there's some things you can't avoid. Like, if you hear that shit coming, you find cover or whatever. The dogs you can kill, the helicopters.
We're just not used to all the perks and the kill streak rewards. You notice there are score streak rewards now, hey? Not kill streak.
Oh yeah?
It says score streak, yeah. So I think
shit.
If your score in general keeps going up a certain amount, you unlock that perk, and if it keeps going, so it's not necessarily just kills now.
Yeah, that's better for you and I, actually, because
we're more focused on capturing points and shit.
Objectives, yeah. We're objective based, coming from Battlefield, but I'm not gonna say shit about the multiplayer. Well, I'll say shit, but I'm not gonna say bad shit, because it's high pace, like it's always been. It's got a lot of action, and I do like the cooldown on, like, the special gear, like grenades and stuff, because
I like that too.
Spam.
Actually,
I hate spam. Grenade
the cooldown
spam
is
sucks.
good, and not having a certain number, because I hate running out of stuff too in games like that. Like Battlefield, I hate having like one grenade and then you just don't have one till you die or till somebody refills you. Yeah. Like, I get it, it's a mechanic, but it's not a mechanic I like. I like the cooldown.
I like, the cooldown is really good. I like the way Battlefield 5's trying to do it with not as much ammo. So, like, the guns do pretty good damage, but you can run out of ammo, and then you will actually have to use your sidearm once in a while, and then you'll have to go to, like, ammo deposits, or you need to have a support on your team.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah.
The ammo deposits that they have kind of, like, peppered all over throughout all the levels is kind of neat.
Yeah. So what do you think is the most noticeable? That's all, folks. The most noticeable thing about Black Ops 4, like in your opinion?
Well, are you talking about just the multiplayer or Black Ops 4 in general?
Just in general, because there's no story mode in this one.
Well, the most notable thing by far, I would have to say, is the Blackout mode.
Yeah.
The fact that they tried that, because it's like, ooh, this is outside their comfort zone. They're trying something new. That's why I bought the new one, because I wanted to see how they did it.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it's done pretty well. I do have complaints, as do you, but like one of my complaints, I guess, would be in most other Battle Royale games we played on PC, if you hold Alt or a button, you can turn your head while you're running.
Yeah, look
like,
left and
keep
right.
running in the same direction, but look around your vicinity. I don't like that they don't have that, but I think they have that because they kept it strictly first person. It's not third person like all the other ones.
Yeah, and I'm glad they did that, because I didn't like PUBG's third person. I don't like playing a shooter in third person.
No.
But because it had a camera advantage, you could see around walls, sort of. I know everyone was using it, so I was forced to use it because of that advantage. Well, they changed
it later on, too. They added a first-person only mode in PUBG so that it was fair for everybody to just be in first person. But honestly, that game was so clunky that when I tried it, it just felt stupid. It
was never that great. Who did that best? Like Rust used to do it.
What, the head turning?
Miscreated did it. Which was the first one? And
Rust was the first one to do it. I thought it was a fucking amazing mechanic when I first saw it. I was like, holy shit, man, you can like keep running and turn your head.
And who the fuck uses Alt in any game? Alt is not an important button in any game.
It's the perfect button to have it for.
Really, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Because your thumb is right by spacebar anyways. And what's the chances you're going to need to turn your head and jump at the same time? Very little. Yeah. So your thumb is right there. You may as well use that button for something.
So yeah, that's something they changed for the Battle Royale games. But another thing I noticed, and I don't know if it's been updated since, but remember how you could hit tab and it would show items in the vicinity?
In which game?
In PUBG. In most of the Battle Royale games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Call of Duty doesn't do that.
Yeah, they don't do that. And actually, I caught myself a couple times when we first started playing, pushing tab, trying to see vicinity items.
Yeah.
But they don't do that.
There's actually a number of things that I was thinking about Blackout that I feel like they should have or could have changed to set themselves apart from like the other ones. Like, for example, button.
The perks, the collectible perks is a really cool thing they did to set themselves apart.
Yeah, a nice simple perk system. That was good, actually.
Yeah, and you were the one that showed me just last time we played that you can actually activate all the perks at once, which is kind of neat. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. But they stay in your inventory, so that's cool, because it's like on one hand you're like, I have less space to carry shit, but on the other hand, I can hear people coming from further away or whatever perk you get.
Yeah, whatever perks you have active. I had 4 active yesterday when we were playing at one point.
Yeah. So I was going to mention this is one of our least favorite things, or would be one of our most favorite things if it was in the game or any of these Battle Royale games. A button at the end of the match, so when you die, you just say play again.
Oh my god.
And
this is so key. Anybody who does any Battle Royale game in the future, if anybody hears of this, spread the fucking word.
Yeah.
Not even Battle Royale game, like any multiplayer game where you want to get right back to the action.
Yeah.
Do not have a fucking screen with the score. This is how you did. This is your last 10 games how you did. Yeah. Here's your button. Okay, now you have to click play game again. Yeah. You have to go search for a game, and then you have to go back into the loading screen.
Process of fucking
that shit.
Looking at graphics.
When I die, have a button that says leave match if I want to leave. Have a button that says spectate if I want to watch my teammate or the game go on.
Yeah.
And have a button that says join up again or play again or next match or something, so that you click that and it just loads right into the next one right away. You don't have to worry about your score. Maybe you just have the score on that same fucking screen with all those buttons.
Yeah, and I thought what would be a good idea is, so like you're at the end of the match, you can spectate if you want, and then a little button comes up while you're spectating, or just before you go to spectate. Maybe it'll be like spectate and queue up another game, so we could watch other people playing in the battle royale we just died in, and we could be queuing up for another game, and then
until we go in the next game, we have something to watch. So we're literally watching the game go on. And then when it goes to black screen and it's about to load the next one, we know, okay, we got a game. Cool.
Yeah, because when I fucking end up rage quitting, because say we have 5 games in a row, and some of them you do all that waiting, you wait fucking 5-10 minutes, whatever it is, you get into a game, you parachute, you start grabbing some gear, and then you fucking die, which is inevitable. I get that's part of a battle royale, but then you have to go through that lengthy fucking process of finding a game and going into this fucking area where everyone's jumping around.
So let's get more detailed here within this. The waiting. Let's talk about battle royale games and the waiting room. Okay? Why does this fucking room exist?
Like you're talking like the area where everybody runs around and can pick up weapons and shit?
It doesn't need to exist.
I thought of... you're right, it doesn't. I like it because you can try out weapons. But I thought of something, and I didn't tell you this, but I thought a cool thing would be is just a gun range. Like why do we... Like a
single-player gun range, just like me by myself, just testing out the guns while you're waiting?
It could be like a giant gun range, too, where everybody can just run around and fire, try out guns.
I don't fucking care about other people in the waiting room with me. I find them annoying as fuck, so I'm actually really happy with the Call of Duty Blackout. Yeah. Because you can't hear them. Well, maybe you can. I've turned my settings off, but you can't just hear people running around saying "Summit in the pit, Summit in the pit," and all this dumb shit.
Nobody's gonna know that reference.
any internet memes that are popular, people just run around fucking China number one, China number one.
Another one. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't want to hear that. You guys are fucking annoying. I just want to kill you all, not in real life, in the game.
No, in real life.
But if you're gonna have some kind of waiting room, I agree with you, that's the best way of doing it. Just have like a gun range. Don't allow voice in the fucking waiting room.
Yeah.
And allow yourself to try out all the guns, because in Call of Duty, what did we do for the first couple of matches, Pat? What happens the first time we saw a person in the game?
We hold our button down thinking we have an automatic gun, and we don't know how it fires. We find out it's a shotgun or something,
or a single shot or a burst shot, but you're holding down the button expecting it to just shoot, keep shooting, and we die because we didn't keep pushing the button. Honestly, most games, in the defense of that, shut up, Ben, my cat's meowing, I'll have to get him in a second.
Kill him too.
Most games have it so it says, like PUBG, it'll say single or burst down there, so you don't have to worry. You just look down there, okay, it's a burst gun. Call of Duty doesn't.
What the fuck? This is what you and I would do with the guns we were just talking about. We'd pick up a gun and we'd be like, okay, well, I have to fire this gun so I know how the fuck it shoots. So I'm just going to shoot a wall or something, and we're going to draw all sorts of attention to us just to figure out how our gun fires. Like, no alternate firing modes, doesn't tell you, like, even Battlefield just did it with, like, a single bullet at the bottom, or, like, 3 bullets.
Yeah, a little indicator. You know what? Maybe we're missing it. Maybe we're dumb, and we just didn't see it. But I looked pretty hard. I didn't see shit.
I didn't look pretty hard, but I looked at the HUD where the gun, it shows the gun down in the bottom right, and, like, what kind of ammo it uses, which is nice. It tells you the kind of ammo you need, but I'm sure it wasn't there.
The firing type. That's weird. You know what? Like I said, maybe we're missing it, but I didn't see it, and I looked pretty good.
Somewhere out there's a Call of Duty dude that's like, these fucking idiots.
He's mad, bro.
He's mad, yeah. Sorry, Paul. I'm sure there was more to bitch about in that game, but like the Battle Royale, all in all, I uninstalled PUBG, like I said. As soon as I played it, I was like, it's pretty much everything PUBG is, but better. A smoother engine. It's not a big clunky like crap festive animations. Like,
let's talk about some of the good things about it. Like, I like The engine is really smooth because it's the same engine they've been using for 20 years.
Yeah.
But everything works really well, seamless. There's very minimal glitching. Like, I haven't really noticed any glitches, really.
Yeah, not really. Nothing.
You know, there's like lag if you have someone fucking with your internet while you're playing and shit, but that's not the game's fault. Like, as far as the game engine goes, it's pretty smooth.
Yeah. No, it plays great. It did what PUBG should have done, but PUBG was too focused on like a really not natural, but like a really clunky, we got to have a long animation for every little thing you do. So if you're going to run and vault over a wall, you got to like slowly climb up there and put your hands on it and jump over it.
I was happy when they added vaulting to PUBG, but it was really clunky.
Yeah.
So it wasn't done that well.
Yeah,
you have to be like standing at the exact distance, otherwise it didn't work. And then sometimes if a wall had different height levels, if you were standing too close to the taller height level, it didn't let you do it. So you had to move a step over, so it would let you vault over it. And
yeah. So nice smooth animations, good guns, nothing too really overpowered in the battle royale mode. We'll talk about the multiplayer after, but nothing too overpowered where you're like, that gun shouldn't be in here.
Yeah, I haven't really noticed any overpowered guns in Blackout yet.
Yeah.
Yet. We've only played it for a week and a half or so now, but
yeah, there's golden guns, which are usually like the more rare guns to find, and they're still not, in my opinion, like so overpowered that.
No, that's what I like about the golden guns. I want to talk about that quick too. The golden guns, as far as I know, just from me looking at them since I've got a couple, I think all it is just a regular gun, but it's fully modded. You have every mod on it. So you have a sight, you have the grips, you have the stock, all that stuff.
But I also think that they're guns that you can't find otherwise. Like, I don't think you can find...
That's not true. I've got golden guns for guns that I've used in other matches.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Maybe some of them are. I don't know.
Like I said,
but
I'm dumb.
Yeah, I think it's a cool mechanic to have in there too. I liked it.
Yeah.
Golden guns, it's like, it looks special when you pick it up, and then you don't even need to find mods for it. You're just fully modded, and it handles really well.
Secret weapon stashes, like the zombie boxes. I don't know what else to call them, but you have to kill a bunch of zombies before it opens up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it draws a lot of attention to you, but if you manage to get them, you usually get like a good haul of like more rare equipment and all that shit.
Yeah. I haven't successfully killed the whole zombie loot yet, but
really, I've done a bunch, but usually when I'm not playing with you.
Yeah, I have not successfully finished one yet. I've started, and then a guy will come around the corner and try to kill me because he hears me shooting the zombies, but
yeah. The first one I ever did was when we just first started, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this because I really wanted to know what it was, what I did. I instantly thought, I bet you if I kill these zombies, that glowing box opens, and sure enough, that's what happened.
Yeah.
So we're talking about poor balancing in guns. Call of Duty is plagued with that, man. Like the multiplayer,
not the Blackout. The multiplayer in Black Ops. Oh,
I feel like it's always been like
probably
like they've always done this thing where the more you play, the closer you get to the better guns. And Battlefield has always been more about you unlock an equally but different gun, like an equal but different. Like it shoots different, it plays completely different, but they want to balance it out so it's not the gun that every fucking person uses.
I don't mind that the later unlocked guns be a little stronger, but emphasis on a little, like barely. Just maybe make the, on this last one that you get, the last assault rifle you unlock, it's got the same damage as the first one you get, but the fire rate is a little faster and the handling is a little bit better. So like, cool. It's worth it to unlock that later one because it's a little better, but nothing game breaking.
Yeah, I look back at Call of Duty and they've almost always had, and the thing about Call of Duty is they put perks in, right? So then you got the lightweight perks, so you can run faster.
If you get the perfect combination of perks with the one overpowered gun, good luck killing that guy.
And there always seems to be, all the guys on the top of the scoreboard, they're always using the cheap shit.
Yep.
And this sounds
So
like
why
like
wouldn't
I'm
they?
bitching.
In their defense, why the fuck wouldn't they?
Absolutely. And there are, don't get me wrong, there are people that are better with the cheap shit than, like, say, if I use the cheap shit, I might not be as good as that guy, but like, because I fully realize that I'm not the best at games anymore.
Yeah.
But every time I have seen someone on Black Ops 4 hit the top of the scoreboard multiple times in a row, it's because they're running around with those dual SMGs, just buzzsawing people in half.
Yeah.
Like,
and so quick. You watch the kill
God.
cams, it's like, wow, this is how fast the gun shoots. And you're fucking dead. That was 20 shots right there.
No,
20 shots.
That was 1,000 shots. You're dead.
You're dead.
14 kill streak.
Yeah.
I think I broke my mic there.
You know what? Call of Duty is not the only game that's guilty of that, though. Battlefield 3. Do you remember the M16A3?
Yeah, it killed really fast, didn't it?
God, it was the most overpowered gun in that game, and it was so overpowered that I used to always, like, in every Battlefield game, I play medic, and Pat plays like every role,
like
but I usually stick to medic.
Yeah,
and as medic, I was using this M16A3 Battlefield 3.
Was it A3 or A4?
It was the A3, the overpowered one. I'm almost positive.
Okay,
and I started using other guns and unlocking the new sights and stuff for them or whatever. I always went back to the A3 because it was like, it had no kick. It shot pretty fast, and you could kill guys pretty quick. So, you know, Battlefield has done it before too, but it's more prevalent, I think, in Call of Duty games.
They've definitely done it, like, especially in the older games, because back then, like, you think of Battlefield 2, they didn't really patch the game. Like, I don't think they ever had patches.
They might have, but not balance patches like games do nowadays.
But yeah, not like constant. We're really picky gamers, if you think about it.
Oh,
like,
everybody nowadays is, because the internet makes people compare shit, and once you compare and you see something can be better, people are going to complain.
And they're going to move on. They're going to say, well, you know...
this company's doing this way better than you. Why would I stay with you? Like us in PUBG, we just dropped it.
Yeah, it's sad. I feel a little bad. But
I don't. Fuck them. If you can't make the right changes... This is why I don't feel bad about a game like PUBG, for example. You had all the time in the world. You were dominating the market. Mm-hmm. Okay? They had, what, a year where they were top dogs, at least.
Oh, I think more than that.
I'm just going to give them about a year, minimum.
Yeah.
Okay, so they had, let's say you have a year, and there's still problems with your game. There's a lot of problems with your game. You didn't address them. You just started adding more content.
Yeah, we talked about this, I think, on our last one, and that just gets under my skin.
It pisses me off.
Like you said, good enough.
Yeah, the game's good enough. Let's just add more content. No, fix it. And guess what? Everybody, when Blackout came out and Black Ops game, maybe you'd compete with them still if you had adjusted your engine beforehand. And
they still could, actually, I think.
They still could if they came back and did it, but do you think they're going to?
No, the engine needs too much work.
Yeah.
It's not terrible, but they need to fix the clunky gunplay and the clunk. Everything about the animations, they need to fix. It's not smooth at all.
I think it just comes down to money. The makers of the game really don't give a fuck about the game itself. All they care is about how much money can we make with this game. Okay, yeah, a better game does result in more money for us for the most part, but not with certain things. Oh, that's going to take us rewriting parts of the engine. So no, don't do that. Fuck that.
I think it starts off probably as a labor of love, and then after a while, they're just like, oh, fuck.
How much money can we squeeze out of this?
Yeah. Like, look at H1Z1, H1Z1. I'm sure they closed down their Just Survive portion because they're like, we don't want to put the work in anymore. We don't want to pay for the servers anymore. Let's just fucking close this bullshit down. We made a bunch of money, or I don't know how much they made, but I'm sure they did okay.
I think they did okay, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, while we're on the subject of Battle Royale games, I found out, and I'm not happy about this, and you might be happy for one reason, the Battlefield 5 Battle Royale Firestorm or whatever it's called, it's not coming till like early 2019 or something.
What?
Yeah, so it's going to be out in November. I'm thinking it's not going to be for I think I just saw something that said early 2019. For some reason, I got the impression it was spring, but I don't think it's going to be.
So
spring.
you know what that makes me think? That makes me think once Battlefield, EA, whoever, DICE, realized that Call of Duty was doing their take on Battle Royale, then it was like a last minute decision. Oh, we have to do one too. Well, that's what it made me feel like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so like maybe it was never
like
in
it wasn't
the initial
a plan.
Development.
Yeah, and that would also explain why we're getting no footage of it, because it's an afterthought that they're like shit. Let's include it, our version of it too, because they can't have one and us not.
Yeah, and they've said very little about it, and I think you're right. I think they're like, oh, we plan on doing it. By the way, we got it done. We're almost done. Just we don't want to release it yet because
here's a trailer with zero gameplay just to tide you over. Yeah, that didn't tide anybody over.
Yeah, I'm needless to say, I'm still excited for the game. I'm still gonna buy it, but that might be good for you. Maybe it's not gonna go on sale by then.
No, it fucking will not go on sale before that part's released. If anything, that'll just make them hold on to that price tag even longer. Full price tag.
Yeah.
I think that's all I wanted to say about Black Ops.
I had one little note, a stupid note, really dumb.
Okay.
You ever notice, and I think this is because it's hosts, like, you ever notice, of course you notice because we talk about it all the time, the kill cams are never show what happened. It always shows like
it's just delayed and like not accurate to what actually happened.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It shows your gun like shooting 4 feet beside him,
but you're dying.
Yeah, and then like it's like the dude's camera is doing something different from what the other player is doing. I think if there was actual servers like over does Overwatch fuck up the kill cams too?
No, theirs are good.
I don't think they're perfect though.
They're pretty good, man. I rarely see one that looks like somebody's not aiming at you.
That's true.
Like, occasionally a sniper one might look a little bit off, but not as bad as Call of Duty.
Call of Duty is really bad. I don't even think there should be a point in having a kill cam.
No,
if it's
don't
that bad.
have a kill cam if you can't sync it up properly so we're seeing what actually the guys saw. Because then it almost looks like you're seeing a hacker. It's like, the guy was shooting 8 feet to the left from me, and he got a headshot on me? Yeah. Should I be reporting this guy, or is this just an inaccurate kill cam?
Yeah. I don't know if servers would fix that, or if they need better code or something.
It's probably because of the host system, the way they do it.
Most likely.
Because, if you got a host without a lot of bandwidth, probably, I don't know.
Just poor latency or
your ping isn't great. I don't know.
Poor latency on somebody's behalf anyways. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we've said some stuff about Fallout 76, but I wanted to say a little more because I keep watching the gameplay and I keep thinking, oh man, gameplay awesome. And then I watch and watch.
Yeah, and it never impresses.
Nothing is ever happening. They're literally just pick up a gun, shoot some monsters, and that's it.
And come across another team, shoot them. Pat and I basically yesterday were talking about this, and I decided for sure, I'm not buying this game.
No.
It looks boring.
No, it's going to be here's it in a nutshell. Somebody can shoot you, like randomly walk up behind you and shoot you. It does very little damage. It'll do very little damage until the other person decides to fight back.
Is that how it works?
Yeah. So apparently it's just like little tick damage. It'll be like tick, 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 and it's more annoying than anything. But eventually they can kill you doing it. The only way you can really, and if you don't fight back, that person becomes like a wanted criminal, whatever the fuck you call it.
Okay.
So then everyone on the map can see him, and then they can get a reward for killing him.
Okay.
Kind of like The Division, if anyone's played The Division.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. So if you fight back, then real damage starts happening.
I don't really think that's a smart choice.
I don't think it's that bad because I don't know. Maybe
this is why I think it's not a smart choice, because your game has no content. No. You made a game based on Fallout 4, the engine of Fallout 4, and you tried to make a whole new game out of it. However, the whole game revolves around you killing monsters and you killing other players, and that's
probably going to be like a really super half-assed story where like
it's a story based on reading notes that are found and shit. Though it's not interacting with other NPCs. There are no NPCs. So that's what I'm saying. It's like essentially you're playing a game with very minimal story, unless you're a guy who really likes reading all these books and shit. And you kill enemies and you kill other players, and it's in groups of 4. So guess what? You and I immediately wouldn't have fun in it because we like to group up together. But everyone else would be in a group of 4 unless it forces you to be in a group of 4.
That's true, and I don't like playing with random fucking assholes.
Yeah.
I don't like it that much. Like I don't
like when you want to communicate trolls and young kids, and we're old and set in our ways.
Yeah, get off my lawn.
Kids are too damn loud.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate every once in a while there's somebody that we just jive with. It's happened before, like on games.
Fucking
and
rare
worked.
Though. Yeah.
It's so rare. There's always someone either annoying or he's like,
it's one out of every like 300 people that we like actually have some like we get along with well.
Yeah, very rare. So I think because of the fact that no, you're right. That does fucking suck. Just picking away at somebody until he accepts your combat.
It's dumb.
That's going to be dumb because it's always going to be an arranged fight. It's never going to be that
you can't just be a sniper hiding in a tower picking people off and be like, hee, I got another guy. You know, that's not a mechanic that exists because you're going to hit him and it's going to take off a tick of life.
But you know what they should have done? They should have said, fuck the tick of life thing. You can kill somebody if you want, just like the Division. And once you've killed maybe like, I don't know, 3 people or something, or the more people you kill, the more money goes on your head and or something like that. You know what I mean? Like people can come hunt you down. You have like a bigger bounty, but also like when you kill one guy, you blip on the map for a little bit, like for like maybe a minute. Yeah. And then you kill another guy, and then you as soon as you kill a second guy, you blip on the map for longer, and then maybe you kill 3 guys, and you don't leave the map.
Permanently on the map. Yeah.
Every time you log in, even until someone kills you.
But then, like maybe because you're now wanted, you've killed 3 people in a row without getting killed. You get like kill streak rewards would be kind of neat too.
Yeah.
You know, because then it's like, well, you're a wanted person. Everyone sees you where you are on the map. Let's give this guy a little buff for having killed 3 people in a row.
See, look, we just figured out how to do it better already.
We just figured out something that would be way more fun.
Yeah. Because in the end, a multiplayer game only is fun when you're doing multiplayer based stuff. Like I don't think it's going to be that fun shooting their dumb AI monsters.
It won't. And then people will resort to, okay, well, that's not fun. I've killed most of them already, and they're boring, and they're not very smart. We've talked about AI being stupid before.
Yeah.
So people will resort to killing on sight, and there is no voice chat within the game, as far as I know. So you can't even like have interactions with people aside from just shooting them.
Yeah. And I just thought of another reason this will be stupid because you and I. Again, because we don't have the time, we're not always the best at aiming or shooting or whatever. We don't react as good, so we often have to rely on.
We're pretty mediocre gamers. Like we're pretty good at everything, but we don't excel at anything.
Yeah, we're like the Mario from like Mario Tennis. He's always like average on stats.
We're pretty average at everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So that being said, we're not going to play like 10 hours a day. So we're never going to. If we go and challenge 2 other guys, for example, let's say it's just 2 and not 4. We challenge those guys. It's like this setup fight, like after school, you're meeting at the park and you're beating each other up. But if he's got better aim, he's going to win because we just acknowledged each other that we're fighting. Right. Whereas if you and I are in a battle royale game and we can get a kill by, okay, Pat, you go to this side of this rock. I'm going to hide on this side of the rock. We're going to group up.
Yeah, we're going to take. It eliminates the sneaking and the sniping from the game.
The sneaking, the sniping, the like the battle plans. Like I just like setting up a plan. Just
Rust, another good example. Always going back to Rust, original Rust. How we would always talk it out before we'd see a guy, or before we'd actively try to attack a guy. Okay, Pat, you go around the back of that house there, and then I'm gonna come and start shooting him from the front. As soon as I start shooting, you shoot him from the back, and we'll just it's like essentially balrogging him.
Yeah.
With guns.
And it's gonna take that away. It's just gonna be like I said, an after school brawl. And everyone's gonna watch. I don't know how that's gonna work, or maybe other people can be shooting you while you're having a fight. And I guarantee while people are doing this, there's gonna be trolls running around. Like I don't know how often you're gonna encounter people. Maybe not often. Like Sea of Thieves, you don't see people that often.
Oh man, they better make it more often than Sea of Thieves, because that got boring from just lack of seeing anyone.
Yeah, we can almost not say shit about Sea of Thieves at this point, because I bet you it's been updated so many times we don't even know how the fucking game works. Yeah, we can't
even say what it's like now. We haven't played it in too long.
Yeah, I'm hoping that...
I just have one more question for you on Fallout 76 here.
What's up?
Are you like 100% certain that's how the battles initiate?
I am 90-something%, because I watched a video and they were talking about how it works.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were just guessing and you saw footage and you assumed that's what it looked like, or they actually talked about the mechanic of doing that.
No, I did watch a video. Someone was kind of narrowing it down to how it works, but I could have missed stuff because I have troubles watching videos for that game. It's so boring.
Yeah, it's really boring.
I could be dead wrong. When it comes out, it could be the way they put it all together. It could be a lot of fun, but
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No.
I think we're hitting the nail on the head with that. There might be a couple surprises that we're like, oh, cool, that's actually a neat mechanic that I didn't know they had. But aside from that, the base enjoyment of the game seems very one-dimensional. Like, you basically run around with your friends and shoot other people.
Yeah, and without any story content in there to feel like you're progressing, I don't think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, like you level up, so there's a little progression, but it's for nothing. Like,
you get better weapons,
you get new perk cards, and
you can nuke areas, and then you can get better loot there. But again, what's it all for?
Yeah, better loot for what? Just to keep killing more people?
Exactly.
Cool. Like, I've done that in 9,000 other games. I don't know why this one should feel a lot more fun when I kill people.
Yeah, like think of Diablo 3, like looting. And when you started getting into the higher, like hell mode and all this shit, when you looted, you were really relying on finding new weapons, because that would run you through like a horde of enemies so much easier. Just easier enough that you could level up faster. You could do the story quicker.
Diablo had difficulty that just kept getting higher and higher. They have Torment fucking 12? Like, they have so many levels of Torment now that there's reason to keep playing, because the game keeps getting harder, and if you want to keep trying to beat it, you got to keep leveling up, and there's reasons to play it.
Yeah,
and you want new loot so you can fight the harder levels of difficulty.
Yeah,
so you can get new loot so you can fight the harder levels of difficulty.
And I think story is important, but I don't see why games like you have MMOs that are doing it, but why the fuck do you want to play an MMO with 6 billion other people that are I don't want to play with that many people.
No, and honestly, it becomes MMOs, in my opinion, from what we've played of them, which isn't a lot. We've played mainly just the Final Fantasy MMOs, but we've tried some other ones out too. And my feelings on them is just, you're in a world with all these players who none of them care what you're doing. You don't care what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it's just littered. It's a world littered with all these people running to the same NPCs, getting the same quests.
The rat
so
race.
Literally there's trains of people all running to the same person. And then if that person offers something that's of value in the game, there's always like a group of people waiting around them, for at noon, this guy gives you a cool sword. Yeah. So there's always like a littered area of people waiting for this weapon or this rare drop. And it doesn't feel like you're playing with these people. It feels like you're following these people around.
Like you're on a rail Everyone's on a rail doing the same thing, even though you're like, I'm in the forest of solitude. Oh, so are 4,000 other people.
And there's a train. There's a
do?
line of people running to this NPC, and I have to go to him too. So here's the train to this guy. Oh, you have to go back to this city. Okay, there's a new train to this city now. Everybody hop on board. Toot, toot.
Yeah, my analogy for MMOs are, it's like trying to watch a really good immersive movie in a crowded mall of people.
Yeah, basically.
Like, everyone's walking by and you're like, oh god, who's Thanos gonna kill? And fucking everyone's like, juice for sale! That's what happens in MMO. They're like, Gil for sale! Gold for sale, $10,000 for
the gold
fucking...
and Gil sellers. Oh, man.
My god.
Just spammers.
I hate it.
So many negative things about MMOs. Okay, this is a good transition into us talking about what our ideas were for having a good, successful RPG that has like co-op.
Bill and I have been trying to build the perfect game for years
in our head.
In our head, because we're not programmers.
Yeah.
But we've been trying to put together what
mechanics.
It'd have to be an RPG. Like, everything's almost an RPG nowadays, but it'd have to be a game like Witcher. It could be first person or third person. I'm not that picky.
It could have a choice even. I don't care either.
Yeah.
But it needs to have some very in-depth progression, because everybody loves, RPG players love progression.
Yeah.
So some like leveling system that's really in depth, or, you know, however they do it.
Yeah, I feel like it'd have to have elements from an MMO. Like
only certain elements, and
certain elements.
The good ones, yes.
I feel like you'd have to, in my ideal world, you'd almost have to eliminate fast travel to an extent.
I agree, because fast travel kills it.
It kills it. Like, I always
nobody explores the world when you can just teleport everywhere. Yeah, I was actually disappointed in Final Fantasy 14 for allowing you to teleport so soon in the game. And it's like when you own a car. Are you going to walk to work when you own a car? No.
Oh, fuck no.
You're going to fucking drive. And that's the same as teleporting. If it's an option available to you, you're going to use it. But then you don't get to appreciate the world that was built for you. Yeah,
I'm going to recap Final Fantasy 11, because we were very new to these big games.
That was our first MMO.
Yeah, so we fought in the like forest and up in the mountains a little bit. Some of the enemies were too tough, and we did that till a certain level, and then we were like, let's cross the desert. And even the enemies were still too tough, but we managed to dodge enough enemies. We didn't get any aggros on us. And we got to this place where you could take a ferry to another world, and that other world had a lower level spot, like a starting region that had a lower level spot that we could fight in. We're like, holy fuck, we're in a new world.
Yeah, and we're in a new area that we can actually kill enemies in, like
not die in one hit.
It was a rush, kind of like
we traveled on a ferry.
It felt like we were actually like hanging out, traveling a world together.
Yeah, adventuring
together. But I don't know, maybe it's just the pure number of players that have ruined it, like amongst other things. But you know, it didn't feel like there was trains of people running to NPCs in FF11 when we used to play it.
I think there was more than we would remember, but I also think that Final Fantasy 14 probably has way more than 11 ever did, because
the player base is way bigger.
Just because of the bandwidth we have nowadays and stuff like that, the tech and all that.
But anyways, getting back to like what we see a good game being, one of my key features is you have to allow a certain level of multiplayer, but not too much. Like maybe allow 2 to 4 players, you know, online.
Yeah.
Like Borderlands. You could have like 2 players co-oping together, or 4. Borderlands did it pretty good. Drop in, drop out, so someone could leave and you could keep doing your adventure. Nothing changes. But you have to involve all the players in the story somehow. If it's just a clone and it only shows, you know, I join your game, and in every cutscene it just shows you talking to the king, or, you know, then that's cheap. I don't want that. I want to be included in the story too.
Yeah, I know these are probably hard to do, but in my opinion, if Borderlands was doing it pretty good when they first came out, I don't see why they can't do
better. Improve upon that.
Now, I was just thinking of one of my favorite like adventure games that I've ever played. This just came to my head. I don't know if you ever played Grandia. I don't think you ever did, but
I've seen you play it, and you told me how well it was done back in the day.
So the first Grandia game, the second one was good. The third one I never got very far, but they had like forward motion constantly. So you're this little kid in this town, and this kid's like, I want to get out, I want to adventure, and he gets into some trouble or whatever. I don't even remember the story, but he meets somebody, they take a ship to another island, and then you're always moving forward to a point. I think after like 3/4 of the game, you end up coming back to like the first town in the first world you were in, but I know they don't want to create some game that's so ridiculously big, and I just hate backtracking a lot. I think games use that as they do a lot of fetch quests and stuff. And
oh my god, fetch quests can suck a dick. I hate them. And
I think to realize, like, I realize that you'd have to have a big world, and you do want to explore the whole region, but in order to progress the game, I think, and to feel like you're adventuring, I feel like they always should have a lot of forward momentum.
Yeah, and you know what?
Traveling to a new land and stuff like that.
If traveling back was necessary for, like, oh, we want to make people go back to this one spot though, or for whatever, just to get some play out of the area, make it backtracking in a creative way. So this is my off the top of my head idea. Let's say you spent all your time in the starting forest area in this RPG, and then you move forward to this desert.
Yeah.
And then you meet this guy in the desert, and he says, you know what, you got to go back to the forest because of this.
Yeah.
If they did it so it was like, yeah, you got to go back to the forest to that cave that you couldn't get in before, but here's the key.
Yeah.
Now go explore that cave within that area, and you'd be like, oh shit, I was wondering how you get in there.
Yeah,
yeah. Then it's like a new area in an area you've already been in. That would make sense to me.
I thought of just as you were saying that, I thought of a cool idea too. So let's say you progress through the forest, through the desert, through an ice world, whatever biome, and you feel like you've aged. Like you can grow a beard and stuff, kind of like Fable. Remember Fable? You could grow your beard out. Witcher did that. Red Dead Redemption 2 is doing it. You can grow your beard out.
Yeah.
So you've progressed, you've put hours and hours and hours into this game, and you feel like maybe even a year has passed in game time.
Yeah.
And then there's this big scene where you're taking a train, and you're taking the train back to your hometown, which you started in the beginning of the game. And it's a bullet train or whatever, or a plane, whatever it is, and there's a big fight on it. You do a bunch of like cool missions on top of this plane, your train or whatever, and you're going through all the different biomes. And by the end of that mission, whatever you're doing, you end up back at your hometown, and then you can go explore the world freely, like through faster travel. I'm not crazy about fast travel until you're sick of that world.
Give me a fucking horse, or if it's a more modern game, give me a car or something, like, and I'll travel that way. Like in GTA 5, I did not mind driving everywhere in that game.
Yeah, I don't remember fast travel. Was there even fast travel in that game?
I don't think so. Off the top of my head, I don't think so.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And Witcher 3, like, because there was always something, there was enemies to fight or whatever, there was always something to do on your travel there. So you could either jump on your horse, the world is so beautiful, or I would just run half the time because I was like, I'm going to go to this question mark. I didn't even use
my horse a lot.
Yeah.
I just run.
Yeah, so they did that well.
It's very doable. I don't know why more games aren't picking up on that and using the same kind of philosophy, using the same methods, because it's clearly done right in GTA 5 and like The Witcher, where you don't feel like traveling is a problem. It's not a nuisance at all. You're like, oh, cool, I haven't been to this area before, when you're like taking a different route to get to the castle, or
Yeah, and I find Witcher is great because it gives you the freedom to go fight, just like Elder Scrolls was, to go fight enemies beyond your level. I used to love doing that, fighting enemies that I'd have to fight perfect. I'd have to dodge every attack. I'd have to make sure I healed on time or I died.
If you're confident in your fighting abilities, you kind of got cocky and you're like, ooh, I think I could take on this like enemy that's 10 levels higher than me. I can do it. I know I can.
And if you do that, this is way off topic, but you notice, I think Witcher, a lot of games, they don't give you any payoff for that anymore. Like,
Yeah.
remember doing that in a Final Fantasy VII game? If you fought a really fucking tough enemy that was like above your level by too much, and you won,
got a lot of experience for it.
yeah, they don't do that in games
Which
anymore.
made you feel like it was worth it. It's like, okay, not very many games, if any, that I can think of do that anymore. So you fight a really tough enemy. If you beat them, it's like, oh, okay, I just get that level of experience.
Yeah, I just
It's
get
like-
the same amount almost, or
It's pretty
maybe
much the game saying, you don't deserve to get more. You were going to kill him eventually anyways, but you did it a little early. Whatever,
Yeah.
you only get this much.
Yeah. Oh, I think Final Fantasy VIII punished you for it.
Did they?
If you fought enemies too high level, you didn't
Too
get
high,
his-
you got nothing. Yeah. I
Oh no
remember that.
no! Maybe it was Final Fantasy XI.
Was it 11?
I feel like
it
you got
was
the
11.
best experience for fighting enemies on your level.
On your level. Yeah, that was 11.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, because we did that on purpose for a while, and we were wondering why we weren't getting good experience. We're like, we just fought a guy like 8 levels higher than us, and in Final Fantasy 11, that was a big deal. I remember like
Oh yeah.
they were 8 levels was a lot, and yeah, you'd get like no gil, you get no experience, and like what the fuck?
Yeah, that sucks.
That's a big no. Don't do that. That kind of brings us full circle back to that they should give a good amount of experience, equal amount of experience for grinding as they should questing.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a nod to Sea of Thieves though for not having any kind of fast travel option.
Yep, that's good.
That you actually have to sail the seas and you actually have to pay attention. It sounds tedious, but I really enjoyed that aspect of the game.
Well, it can be done shitty. So
Yeah,
like we've definitely encountered games where there hasn't been fast travel, but it's a chore to get around because the world is bare, or it's a fetch quest where you're literally taking the same path you just took to get there, and you're going all the way back. Like
yeah.
that's shitty negative things about that.
It's about optimizing, like you said, if fast travel's in the game, you want to optimize your gameplay, so you're going to use it.
Yes,
Guaranteed. So you put a bunch of secrets out in the world, even if it's like a rare encounter with a monster or a treasure chest every once in a while, randomly hidden by a tree. It's going to make people want to explore that terrain and
to figure out
quests. I'm not a fan of endless quests like fucking Elder Scrolls did with Skyrim. Was it Skyrim?
Which are you referring to? What endless quest?
They did endless quests. You could always have quests on the go because they're always like, oh yeah, my daughter is missing again or whatever.
Oh yeah, okay. I see what you're saying.
I would do that quest and I'd be like, oh yeah, sweet. And then it would come up again. I don't like that because I like clearing quests off my plate.
Yeah, they should never repeat the same quest twice. That's a big fucking no-no.
I know, but I think people like it because it gives them more experience.
No, I will argue that.
Good.
I think people don't know.
Fuck those people.
No, I think there's 0 people out there who want to do the same quest twice in a game. 0. I think it gets
you're
by
right.
some people because they don't notice, like, oh, fuck off phone. Oh, I'm saving another princess that looked almost just like this princess, but
Yeah.
and it's basically the same things I had to do to capture her, but it was fun. So, they forgive it. But no, if it's this pretty much the same quest, why would you want to do it twice in the same game?
I think it's just because people want an option to get a high amount of experience for doing something not
Okay, but that brings
Great.
us right back to the grinding thing. Then just go grind for
and people
for
are lazy
experience.
cocksuckers and they don't like grinding. If you
But
have
if
a
you're- if you're
rewarding fighting system,
if you have a rewarding
want
fighting
to.
system, it will make people want to.
Yeah, I still believe that some people are lazy and they want the fastest way to, like, you're playing a video game. Isn't playing a video game about being lazy?
Enjoying the game, not trying to rush through it.
Like
It's because everybody wants to brag to their friends nowadays, all these young kids. Oh, I got to level 99 in the first hour playing because I figured out this method of getting quick experience, because if you do this quest over and over, you get a crazy amount of experience. Okay, cool. But like, did you enjoy that? Probably not.
No, I fetched a fucking bone for a dog for 3 hours.
You actually did?
Pretty fun. No.
You're just saying, okay.
You're dumb.
Yeah. When I did this, fetching this bone quest, I realized you got a shitload of experience, so I did it for 3 days straight.
Yeah,
cool,
and
bro.
That was very common. Hey, here's another thing. Loot in games. I don't, and people are probably going to disagree with me, I don't like knowing where to get rare loot. I don't like going to fight us. You got to fight the butcher.
Internet, man. That's the internet ruining games. That's all that is.
It is, because I like finding random loot, just random shit, and being like, whoa, look at this random gun I found. Not, yeah, I fought the butcher for 7 hours and I finally got it.
Exactly.
That's
Do not
boring.
allow these rare drops to be from one NPC. Make it completely fucking random so you don't get those guys who do, let's do butcher runs. You go online to play with these other people.
Yeah.
Let's do butcher runs. I'm trying to get this thing. Okay, well, we could just play the game and maybe you get it random if the game was made that way, but it's not. So, okay, let's run the butcher 35 times till all of us get this weapon we want.
Just so you guys know, we don't know if a butcher run is an actual thing. We're just using that as an example.
That's an example because there is runs like that. No, I'm sure there's butcher runs in at least one of the Diablos, you know,
probably,
where he offers a cool, like his cleaver or some shit.
The butcher's dick.
I'm trying to get the butcher's dick, man.
Yeah, it's big and veiny.
And red.
Yeah. That's one of my least favorite things. So I've always thought, I know, because some people are completionists or some people have like an OCD where they have to get all the best weapons, so they want to know exactly where to get them, and they threaten they're never going to play this game, they're going to go play some other game. Well, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know how that can be fixed, but
we're better off without that person, I say.
Yeah, I mean, just enjoy the game, and it doesn't feel like Borderlands was great for having random guns, and so was Diablo, but if they're not completely
Diablo had
random
guns.
Yeah, haha. If they had a fucking assault class, assault rifle.
I'm gonna be the soldier next time we play Diablo.
Yeah, so up the randomness, I think.
Yeah, that would be a way to fix against those people farming certain enemies, NPCs, you know.
But it always comes down to, it's not fair. He's got a good gun and I don't.
Luck of the draw, my friend. Luck of the draw. That's what it should be. You know, that guy fucking got a legendary drop in the first 5 minutes of playing. He was lucky, you know?
Or if you're gonna do this guy drops this gun only, make him a random NPC where you'll fight him at any time.
Yeah.
And you'll see him 1 minute, you'll see him in a fucking icy field. The next minute, you'll see him in a grass.
He literally appears anywhere.
And not like he's just going to attack you all of a sudden, but like, oh, so the butcher has appeared, and then you can decide to encounter him or not, and you know there's a good chance of getting that weapon. I think that's better. Not, we got to go to this certain area, we got to fight this certain guy.
Yeah.
That gets dull really quick.
Well, I think we've basically explained all the mechanics within an RPG that we want to see.
Yeah.
That's, to me, if you put all those ideas we just rambled on about together, I think you could get something pretty good. Like, obviously there's going to have to be tweaks be made because we're not game designers. We don't know exactly everything that goes into making a game, but
I do. You know what you do? You type good game equals true.
Oh yeah, that's got to be in your code for sure.
Bad game equals false.
This game equals bestseller.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you'll do well.
I said but
yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's actually a whole lot that goes into making a good game. Like, just sit there thinking about, what do you get bored doing in games? Don't do that.
There's got to be something. It's like networks, man. Think about a TV network where they're I'm trying to use what was that tattoo show, that Kat Von D tattoo show years ago?
LA Inc.
Whatever.
Or Miami Inc.
I was listening to an interview with her on Joe Rogan, and she was saying, like, it started off, it was about the tattoos, it was about the customer and what they wanted, and they do the tattoos, and that's kind of how it started off. And then the network executives were like, you guys need to bicker today, and you need to have an argument. And they straight up said they started fabricating shit just to make it interesting.
Yeah, because people want drama. People love drama.
But not even just about drama. It's just about, like, for example, is if EA is funding the game, like producing or whatever the fuck they do, they say, okay, DICE, you have to put loot boxes in and you have to do this stuff, and we don't want you taking too many chances on like these cool like things. We just want you to stick to the script and add a few little extra, because we're not going to fund you if you try to do like,
yeah,
take
I'm sure
chances.
that's something that happens for sure.
Oh, I guarantee it is.
Which sucks, because they want to play it safe, they want to make their money, they want to make sure they didn't lose money on their current project, and they want to make as much as humanly possible.
And I think a lot of these high up people, I don't think they're actually in tune with the game.
No, exactly. You don't have people. The people making all the decisions on these games are not people who play these games. And if they were so. At one point gamers, by this point, being at the top of this company, that is no longer your best interest.
Now they're just
your best interest is now money, because you're president of this fucking company.
Yeah, now they're just businessmen. And unfortunately, I have no solution to that. I'm not, again, Bill and I, we're not smart people.
Yeah, we have absolutely zero solution to that. But
no,
it would be nice to have a company run by people. CD Projekt Red is my favorite company right now. Yeah. They seem to genuinely care about their games. Maybe that's a facade. Maybe they're laying it on thick, trying to make us feel that way.
It's working.
But it's working because I like their games and they're doing a good job.
Well, like, look at first of all, when I think it was The Witcher 2 or 3 was getting pirated, they said, whatever, we don't care. Yeah. They're like we'll make our money, and that's fine. If that's what they got to do, then, and another thing is,
they also talked about DLC, and they said, we're never going to rip people off with DLC. If we do DLC, during this interview, they hadn't planned on doing any DLC for Witcher. But they said, if we plan on doing DLC, trust me, it'll be worth your money. Like,
and it was.
It was. It's like a whole new fucking game.
Damn near was, yeah. Another thing since we're talking about CD Projekt Red, they got approached by am I thinking CD Projekt Red? Am I fucking absolutely crazy here? I think it's CD Projekt Red. They got approached by the guy who wrote the novels.
Okay.
The Witcher novels, and he was basically like,
this was CD Projekt Red, yeah.
Yeah, they basically had some sort of contract involving the Witcher license, and he's like, I need more money. Like, yeah, I don't know if he wanted to
Didn't
do
he
a
want
lawsuit.
$16 million or something?
Oh, I don't know.
I heard it was something stupid like that.
But anyways, they didn't just be like, no, we already had a contract, you get nothing. They're like, you know what? That's fair. We'll think of something.
Yeah.
And it's still in the works as far as I know, but good on them to not just like go one way or the other, you know?
Yeah, they weren't obviously thinking about the bottom line. Bottom line is we need to hit this projected sales number, and if we give this guy any money, we're not going to hit our numbers this quarter. No, They weren't thinking that. They were thinking, this guy gave us an amazing series that we have that we're proud of. Yeah, we'll give him some more money or whatever.
The reason I couldn't remember if it was CD Projekt Red, I started questioning myself if it was like Netflix or something, because they are working on a Witcher Netflix series. But
to my understanding, it was he asked for a bunch of money, but I didn't know that they agreed to giving him some, so that's cool.
Yeah, that just shows that they are completely in tune and comfortable with like their monetization of this product. And like, how can a big business like EA be so greedy? And like, they have to be making money.
Because it's businessmen running it, like you said already.
And they're getting punched in the face for it.
Yeah. Like, they've had a lot of flops lately. That's why I'm nervous for the future of them.
Not even just flops, but like dumb decisions, like the loot boxes.
So that's what I consider a flop.
Well, yeah, that is a flop. And they had to go back on it. And ultimately, I hate to say this, but the fans control the product.
Good. Yeah. Good. We're the ones that play the fucking games.
There needs to be a mid ground too. Some people are just whiny bitches, and they're like, it's not good enough to me. And they'll say that after putting 500 hours into a game, it's not good enough, it sucks, it's a shitty game, but they're still playing it. As they're playing it, this is the worst game I've ever played.
Stop playing it, bro.
And that's what people say, stop playing it, and they're like, no. Boo-hoo.
I don't know who you're referring to, but this guy sounds like an idiot.
It was you, man.
No.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, so you know what? I have nothing else to say about that.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good way to end. But
that's all I have to say about that.
what was that from?
Forrest Gump.
Oh, okay. You sounded kind of creepy. I thought you were trying to be someone else.
Yeah, I'm not the best. I don't do the best impressions of Forrest Gump, that's for sure.
Yeah. Or anything.
So you want to wrap this up then?
Yeah, let's wrap it up like I'm in a college party and I don't want diseases.
That was a terrible analogy. Okay, well, until next time, guys, keep fit. And
is that we can't steal a Body Break's slogan, man.
I don't even know what it is. Keep fit and have
fun.
Keep fit and have fun. Okay, everyone, have fun and keep fit.
Bye.
Mwah.
Gross. Don't kiss.